Hello, the time has come. If you have if you watched my analysis for today, you would have heard me tease this trade that I took. I already know what I'm going to title this video. I waited a month for a setup, just to lose it. But let me tell you guys why. Let me tell you guys the story, because this is probably going to be more me yapping than me showing you the setup. But I'll show you the setup, obviously. But let me tell you a story. I feel like I have to bring this really close because I don't want to I just want to chill. But I want to tell the story. Let me just clear my throat. So, basically, my trading account has leverage. So, I'll show you guys my process for when I calculate my lot size calculator. Actually, I shouldn't have deleted it. I should have just kept it there. Okay, so this was my entry. This was my stop loss down here. And then usually I go into here and I go and I edit it. I'm in 80. And my account is 2,000. I had this at 1. I'm pretty sure. It might have been 2. It might have been 10. Okay, I had this at 10. So I was saying that my leverage was 10. Risking 1%, I get 0.05 lot size. Anyone who trades gold and has been trading gold for a long time would probably know. Go, you're risking more than $20 cash. Especially if you have a leverage of 1 to 100. So, I didn't realize this before I had pressed enter on the chart. Before I had pressed buy, I entered it with 0.05 lot size. Okay, I was entering like this. Now, when I enter on my phone. I trade on MT4. So I'll do all my entries on my phone and I just let it play out on the charts because I'm like, I don't want to be watching my profit go up and down all day long. So I obviously enter on MT4 and I enter and I just chug my phone away. I'm like, I don't want to watch it. I'm just going to close my chart. I'm going to do whatever else I'm doing because that's just how I manage my emotions because it's just a lot easier. So 10 minutes, 20 minutes goes by. I'm in drawdown on the chart. So I'm like, let me see how much I'm down. Tell me why I'm down $70. I'm like, $70? I'm only risking $20. And then I realize I've done my lot size calculator wrong. And I'm like, okay. Now my heart is beating. My heart is beating fast. I'm starting to get short of breath. I'm a little like, okay, what do I do now? Because how much am I risking? And I'm just going to take the assumption that I was risking 10 times more than I was meant to be risking. So I was risking $200. My account size is only 2,000. That is risking 10%, and I'm not there yet, guys. I'm definitely not there to be risking 10%. I've been speaking about sizing up and potentially risking more in my account, but I need warning. My emotions need warning. But yeah, it was a shock. So I had to plan an exit plan. My idea was no longer to hold to TP or stop loss because the thing is as much as trading is about following your rules, it's also very important to manage your capital and money management and just the whole idea of money management. So, of course, I'm prioritizing my capital of my account. So, my capital, again, is $2,000. So, down $200 is quite a big loss. That's a 10% loss. And I was thinking about it in terms of, because I had obviously considered just holding the trade because I just wanted to actually see my trade play out. But I was thinking about the recovery process and how it would be very hard to recover from a $200 loss. So, let me walk you guys through my process. So, I had entered at a 15-minute candle close. So, I entered up here. So, I was already trying to play it very safe with this trade because I was trading in London session. I don't like London because whenever I take a trade in London, it ends up repeating itself. I end up holding through drawdown and it ends up repeating itself in New York Open. Now, I knew this when I entered in the charts, but I was looking at the charts and I was like, if I don't take this trade, I'm going to be very frustrated with myself because I haven't taken a trade in so long and here I have a perfect entry. It looks a little bit messy, but if we look on the 4-hour, which is what I use for gold a lot, taking into consideration I wasn't waiting for price to retrace down to here, I was using this level as my indication level. which in hindsight, I'm a little bit like, oh, maybe I should wait for price to get to here and then wait for that ICC setup, but it's fine. But I was looking here, I was like, okay, indication, correction, perfect setup, waited for the continuation, perfect. Looks good. On the 1 hour, it obviously looks a little bit messier, but it's fine. So I was waiting for that candle close on the 15-minute above my level, and I got it. If I could load. Okay, so I entered here. I already entered a little bit late, and then literally this whole thing was drawdown. So I was in this drawdown here, and I was like, oh, how am I going to get this to work? Because I wanted to take my trade at break even, if not a little bit over break even. But I basically had this level, so I had gone to the gym midway through this because I had already planned to at the start of the day. So I had this level as my TP automatically, and my stop loss, I was basically watching the trade play out, and I was like, okay, price has made a level of support here. So I saw that price had made this little level of support. So this is where I had my new stop loss, because I was like, okay, you know, if price breaks here, it's going to be extra low probability, and it's going to be way past my risk. I'd be risking $70 at this point, because obviously price had gone down to here, and that's when I was losing like $70. So I was like, you know what? I can stomach a $70 loss, a $200 loss. I cannot stomach, but a $70 loss will survive. This is where my original stop loss was, so we're not quite out of the position yet, but it definitely looks like it. It definitely looks like it's going down, but it's fine because I'm no longer in it. But I could stomach a $70 loss, and I could recover from a $70 loss. And I didn't want to just take out my trade immediately, because if I had taken out my trade immediately, I would have lost $70. And I was like, no, I'm just going to let this play out. I'm going to see what price does and analyze it as I go. I'm going to try and manage this trade. Rather than trying to make money off of this trade, I'm just going to try and manage it. And I was obviously good with my rules, like psychology-wise, and like how I handled this trade. I think I handled it very well, and I think if price had continued to go down, obviously I would have taken out the trade, but I managed the trade okay. There's a few things that I would do differently, but I think I did it okay, because I still believed in my overall trade idea. I still believe in it now, but I'm thinking price could retrace back to this other level, this other high that I showed you guys before. But basically, I was like, okay, it's gone down. I was like, okay, cool. Okay, it's made a lower high here, and it's somewhat made a lower low. I was waiting for a counter close because I saw it go a little bit lower, but I was like, it's gonna wait for the candle close because it was moving very fast at this point. Ended up getting the candle close above. Got this candle. I'm not gonna go through all the candles, but you know, we're doing okay. And then price got up to here, and this is while I was in the gym. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna close 75% of my position. So I closed 75% of my position for a $2 gain, which I really should have, in hindsight, looking at it, I should have just closed my whole position and just let go of the trade. But I was like, okay. I still believe in my setup, but the problem was, I believed in my setup, but my stop loss was still set here. I don't believe in my stop loss being there forever, you know? I expect price is gonna, you know, bounce around. I like to give my trades a lot of room because I'm trading with the high time frames. So with the high time frames, you know, there's gonna be short-term fluctuations of price, but I was like, I'm just gonna let my trade play out. Not thinking straight that this is where my stop loss is, and this isn't my invalidation level of my trade. So really, I should have just taken 100% of my position at break even and just called it a day. But I still have my stop loss there. Thank God I did, because look at where price ended up going. And then obviously watching this happen was very painful, because I was like, I just got stopped out, and it's just gone up into my profit. But we live and we learn. But yeah, I took out 75% here. And then I let 25% do what it wants to do, and I closed with a $16 loss. Now, to go from a $70 loss to a $16 loss, I'm not mad, because this whole entire process was so scary. Because, like, I couldn't even begin to tell you guys, like, the heart drop when I realized that I was risking 10 times more than I was supposed to. Like, I'm already not ready for prop firms. I've been saying that, like, I could do a prop firm, yes, and I somewhat think I'm ready now, but I'm still not ready to go into like an 100k prop firm, or even a 50k prop firm. I wouldn't go straight into a 50k. I would probably go into like a 20k or something a bit lower, so I can get used to the prop firm rules. But I'm not ready to be sizing up that drastically with such a low account size. But I think what helped me so much with my emotions was just breathing, because I've been listening to Randy Howe. But I think, yeah, what helped me so much was just breathing and regulating my breathing really, really well. Because that allowed my brain to stop like having anxiety, and I could sit down and just watch Price and be like, okay, it's found support. I'll wait for support to be broken with the candle closed. I'm just gonna allow Price to do what it wants to do, and it did what it wanted to do, which will stop me out, but it's fine. But yeah. Just breathing helped me, but yeah, it's a loss, and I waited a whole month for it, but I would have just been so much happier if I didn't have, obviously, a higher risk, because I would have been able to sit and actually watch this trade play out, but I obviously didn't get the opportunity because I was targeting up here as my indication, but my overall target was up here, so it could have been a nice trade, but it wasn't. And that's okay. And I know it obviously looks like negative RR. Obviously, when I had marked it out, like when I was originally looking at it, I was looking at it to start like here, but I was waiting for the candle close, which obviously I got. So the entry was up there, but I was willing to give in a little bit of my profit or my risk or whatever to wait for that candle close. But yeah, I mean, let's just journal this. But I think hindsight, I should have waited for price to retrace to here. I think as well, watching trades by side take a trade. He took a trade like around about here, I think, or it might have been up here. And immediately in the morning, I was like, he took a trade. Let me find a trade. Like, and I think that's obviously a very bad way of going about it. Let me show you also NASDAQ, because still demo trading NASDAQ. I can't wait to live trade it, because my profit would have been good. Look, I think I showed you guys this in my analysis video. I hope I'm not showing you guys again, but this is my spreadsheet for my NASDAQ demo trading. 4 setups. This one was in London, so again, I don't like London. I really don't like London session. I'm really annoyed that I took a trade in London session, but I'm still happy because it was my setup, and I waited for the first hour of London to go, which is what I have already back tested. But anyway, yeah, this is what my profit would have looked like. Is that right? No, I really don't understand how to show like my P&L in terms of like risk, like 1R, 2R. I made 3R. Do you know what I mean? But I guess it would have been like, what's that? These obviously cancel each other out, so it would have been like 1.8, 2.1, no, I don't know, but wait, there we go, that's better. And then it would have been, because these would cancel out, that would be 0.3, so it would have been 2R, 2.1R or something, but it's okay, because it's a process to get onto live trading NASDAQ, so I'd rather go through that process and just be patient than just jumping into it without testing it and getting familiar with its movements. Trade recap. And also Ethereum. I love Ethereum, even though I lost a trade on Ethereum today. But I'm still not demo trading it, I'm forward testing it. But I'll show you guys what that's looking like right now. So basically, I saw we had the high time frame indication correction continuation. I talked about this in my analysis video as well. We had an indication, correction, continuation, saw a breaker structure, entered in. Obviously, price went up, but it's obviously come down and hit my stop loss now, which is okay because it was a risk-free trade, because I took out 50% at a 1-to-1, so risk-free trade. And this was also a risk-free trade, so it's chill. But I'm thinking whether or not I should have had my stop loss down here or down here. But I'm happy with where I put it, to be honest, because it would have given me a better RR. And I've obviously tested that it works, like to put it at a more of a lower level. But yeah, I'm really loving Ethereum, so that's going to be next on the list once I start live trading NASDAQ. So I'm thinking in January, because I'll be live trading NASDAQ in December, and then January I'm thinking of demo trading Ethereum, and then I think I'll stop with my instruments because that's 2 trades this week on Ethereum, no trades on Nasdaq, no trades on gold. I'm getting like a good consistent amount of setups on Ethereum, and Nasdaq's been giving me a couple really good high quality ones. And gold has just been gold, but yeah, I think that's like a good amount, and I'll just get even more like in depth on the instruments and understanding them and becoming intuitive with them. So we'll do gold first. So we had a bullish ICC reason for entry. We had the high time frame ICC. Pretty sure we had a breaker structure below the level. Or did I not see a breaker structure? Is that maybe something that I missed? If I missed something in my analysis, I don't mind. I would definitely like to know if commode. Okay, no, we got a breaker structure below here. So we got a breaker structure right here, and then we got another breaker structure here. So really I should have entered just here. I should have just entered above this level and not waited. No, I should have waited for the 5 minute candle close. I should have just kept it at the 5 minute candle close instead of stretching for the 15, because I've had plenty of scenarios where I've waited for the 5 minute candle close and that patience has paid. Like, I've missed out on taking bad setups, but then again, I should have just waited for New York session, which means I would have entered here. It would have hit my stop loss if I had had it here or here, but it also wouldn't have been worth it for this trade because it would have been so slim. So I probably wouldn't have taken the trade if I had waited for New York, which is good. So hindsight is a blessing, but we live and we learn, and now I extra learn not to take trades in London, which I'm not mad about because I don't like trading London. I'm usually busy, I'm usually doing something anyway. High time from ICC, break structure below level, 15 minute candle close, risk, over risked by accident, loss, what would that be, like 0.75 R? Okay, I took 75% out at break even, held the rest for no reason. I should have took the whole thing out, but whatever. We live and learn, and now I know extra to like analyze and think properly before I think of not taking out the whole position. Like, I need a reason to keep the 25% in, and I need to keep into consideration what the stop loss is when I do that. But yeah, it's fine. Nasdaq, we still have a bearish ICC, waiting for continuation. It was hard to sit through the drawdown with the large risk. No, I over-risked by accident. Mistakes get over-risked. Discipline rating, I'm actually going to give myself a 5. No, I'm going to give myself a 3 because I didn't wait. Because I know not to trade London. My rules initially were don't trade the first hour of London. But I obviously didn't trade the first hour of London, but I shouldn't have traded London at all because I've noticed the pattern. So it just needs to be a rule, and I'll turn out to rule. Now I'm never trading London. We officially have beef. I'm not trading London ever again. Key takeaways from today. Check your lot size calculator. More. Don't trade London. And wait for news to come out, and don't feel like you need to take a trade because sided. Will I do better tomorrow? Be more patient and observant. I actually did some notes. I decided I was just going to take advantage of the fact that I've over-risked, and I've been talking about how I want to size up for a very long time. So I decided I'm just going to note down a few things for how I felt during the trade, and then I'm going to, be able to see what areas I can potentially grow on when I end up live trading with higher risk. What is going on with NASDAQ? It looks awful. It's obviously the news, but it just looks awful. Oh, also, do morning analysis early. No excuses. Because I did my analysis later in the day. I just kind of left yesterday's analysis because it didn't really change. These photos have really just done me dirty. Just heard yelling, but whatever. Oh my god, my laptop's gonna die. Okay, wait, where are these notes? Okay, they're here. Hello? Okay, I'll read out the notes for you. I entered in with the wrong size, so I thought, let's talk through the emotions. I think I'm risking over $100. I was risking $200. I feel on edge because I'm risking so much, and it's making me want to check in over and over again, and I was checking in over and over again to see what was happening. Even in the gym, it was like my phone was out most of the time. I wanted to get to my risk or break even so I can close and risk my original amount, which is pretty much what I did, because I ended up obviously closing 75%, hoping that it would be like my original amount. And where was I up to? I wanted to get to my risk or break even so I can close and risk my original amount, which again I pretty much did without thinking of the stop loss placement, which I definitely should have thought of before only taking out 75% of my position. I went into this trade not feeling the best, but I knew it was my setup, which was true. It was past the 1 hour of London, but it's pre-New York, which I've tested, and it's okay on New York. But with this amount, I'm down. I'm definitely on edge and a bit stressed, but I find breathing to be the best exercise for me right now, breathing and setting alerts. So I was just trying to be calm or watching price fluctuate and do its thing. And I would basically set alerts at the levels and try and get off the charts, and I would inevitably check on it again. But I tried my best, which I did okay considering that I wasn't planning to risk that amount, but I think I did okay. Yeah. My bias is strong and I believe in my setup, but I want to close early because trading isn't about being right, it's about managing capital and managing my account, which was so true because a part of me just wanted to hold the whole position in there, even though I knew that I was risking way too much. But I have to remind myself that it's not about being right, because obviously I want to be right every single trade, but I definitely can't. And that's okay, because you win some, you lose some. And in these market conditions, I'm bound to lose some. But yeah, that was my recap. I hope you guys got something out of this. Please check your lot size calculator. Double check it, triple check it, quadruple check it before you press buy. But yeah, I hope you guys had an amazing trading day. I hope you guys caught the buys. And yeah, bye.